Today on the show, V and I are going to talk about a place called Misadventure Co. in Vista, California. We'd recently stopped in for a cocktail and a bite to eat, and also got to experience the first and only spirit made from excess baked goods. Before we get started today, I want to say thank you to everybody that supports our show. And if you go to our website, go to our social medias, like and subscribe, it really helps us out. Thanks very much. We would not be able to do this without you. So, we get our once a week. It's been once a week lately to go out and have a nice night out. And this week, you turned me on to something that I wasn't aware of. And even I have a friend who has a business right there next in that neighborhood. And I'd asked him if he'd been there. He'd never been there either. And it's kind of it's not a weird. In San Diego, this is probably very common. It's in a business park, this place.
Which is kind of why I thought you knew about it, because you've gone to other places in that business district. Right. So I thought, I'm sure you know.
Yeah, and that's how Vista is too. Vista has got places like this where they're in business parks, or it's a brewery / something, and that's what this is. Mm-hmm. This is actually a brewery. There's one called Blue Fire over there, I think, in Vista on the north side of 78. And there's also to my knowledge, some weed shops in this area as well. So they kind of go hand in hand. Yeah.
Okay.
But, when I go to places, I'm not a big, I'd mentioned before, everybody's like, yeah, I heard this before. I'm not a big, mixed drink guy. I like wine. I like beer. I like a scotch every once in a while. But I'm not a big juice guy. I don't eat sugar, juice, stuff in my drinks. So when I go to places, I look, if I'm going to have a beer or something, they only have, typically 3 or 4 beers in a place like this on tap, or, local breweries around town, or they have their own spirit of some kind, or and they don't often have food, food of note. They sometimes have a taco thing, or they have there's even a pizza spot at one of these places that they have, quick kind of, cost-effective kind of food that's, it's kind of mediocre at best. I have to admit, this was better. This was better than that. And if you're in the Vista area and you're looking for a spot to set down for the evening in kind of a mellow setting with, better than average food and a pretty decent selection of, there wasn't a big selection of bourbons or whiskeys, and there wasn't a big selection of beers, but what they did have was tasty.
And just so you know, when I had looked this place up, I actually didn't even think they were going to have beer or wine, because it is specifically a vodka.
It's a vodka bar?
Distillery, whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I think I had read it to you, and I think maybe you were like, I don't know, right? It says, the name of the place is called Misadventure Co. and Company. It's a company with a unique mission to produce sustainable vodka while reducing food waste. The idea was born when we discovered that excess baked goods were being thrown out by local bakeries, and started to wonder what could be done to prevent this. After much experimentation and collaboration with local bakeries, Misadventure and Company had finally found the perfect recipe to convert excess baked goods into high-quality vodka, and began to share it with the world. So it goes on to talk about, their process for fermenting and distilling the vodka and whatnot.
Right.
So,
do they use old food?
Well, they're trying to use. Obviously they're using old bakery stuff. It says our unique process involves fermenting and distilling unsold baked goods such as bread, croissants, and pastries.
Really?
By using these ingredients instead of traditional resource-intensive grains like wheat or corn, Misadventure and Company is able to significantly reduce our environmental impact while creating a delicious, one-of-a-kind product. So it says, since launching in 2018, Misadventure and Company has gained a devoted following of environmentally conscious vodka lovers. With our unique approach to sustainability and a commitment to making a difference, Misadventure and Company is changing the way people think about vodka and the impact it can have on the planet. After all, saving the world is worth a shot.
So is there a Misadventure vodka? Is that,
Yeah. So, and I don't know, I've been gone for over a week, and I'm trying to remember what I had to drink. I do not remember the name of the drink.
Maybe we should do this show then.
I liked it. I'm trying to see if it was on the menu. But
do you remember the food though?
Yes.
Okay, what was the food?
So we had a birria. Hold on, let me see their food menu. Give me a second here. Their food menu. We had a birria dip sandwich.
Okay.
And we had basically corn, Mexican corn, not on a cob, but like Mexican corn on the side.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really good mixture of it together.
Okay, so you said birria, and how was it served? I don't recall.
It was a birria dip sandwich. Remember? So it was a sandwich.
Like a jus.
Jus.
Yeah, and that was good.
It was good. And then we had the corn, street corn, basically street corn, as a side dish.
Okay, I don't remember that one.
It went really well together. So
I do remember the sandwich with the jus because French dips, I don't eat them very often. So when I get one, I'm like, oh, I'm going to pay attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the corn was equally good. Was served with corn chips on the side, so it's kind of like a little appetizer.
Yeah.
And it went well with the sandwich.
Okay.
But they had other things on the menu. I'm looking at this menu. It doesn't look like it showing everything that was on that menu when we sat down.
Yeah.
There's only a couple
maybe
of
it's
things.
Seasonal.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not seeing it though. But I know that's what we had. And it was good. And so the stuff, like you said, we've gone to other places in Vista. And one of them being Collab.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Collab, I like Collab. I never liked their food option. Yeah. It was never a great option.
Well, I got to admit, Baby's Badass Burgers, they weren't necessarily badass. But they were requisite. They had decent sliders, and the sweet potato fries.
That's what
were next level.
Yeah,
at least a couple of the occasions I had them.
Right,
maybe
they weren't
two.
Not consistent. So
they were not consistent,
and they are no longer there. Now they have a pizza place that's there.
Mom's.
And I'll be honest, I'm not impressed.
No,
not at all. So I don't really. If I'm going to go there with you, it's just to have a cocktail.
And, we haven't been in a while, too. That kind of says something,
Right. So I'm glad about this place. My friend is the one that, kind of turned me onto it. She said, oh, we got to go check this place out. I didn't wait for her.
Yeah. No, it was.
Sorry, Linda.
It was far better than I expected. Honestly, I expected another, kind of,
collab experience.
Well, see, Collab has some nice things that are a good time, but it's like
to me, it's the food. It's like if I'm going to sit down and have these cocktails and all that, I want a little something to snack on. You just got to have something good.
Well, it's got to be better than I watch a show called stupid. I can't remember. It's a Marcus Lemonis. He's the CEO of Camping World, amongst other things.
It's not like the bar rescue.
No. But he was talking to some people on the show I just watched, The Fixer. That's what it's called. On I think it's on Netflix, or no, it's on Hulu. And I really like this guy's business acumen. He's incredibly directly to the point.
I've seen him before I think you introduced me to a show years ago, though.
Yeah.
Years ago. And he's really sharp.
He's very sharp, but he's also very, very good at delivering bad news.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He does have a way about him.
He's very measured and soft-spoken, but what he does say is super valuable because he's looking at your business through his experienced eyes. And it's funny because
so he's able to look at it without any sort of, emotion, because you're looking at your own business and everything that's happening with your heart and everything. And it's very emotional. So for someone to,
and usually when he's come to you, you're in trouble. So he comes, I was watching this recent episode and there's a couple there who have an ice cream brand and it's an urban brand, right? And it's got a cuss word in the in the name.
Oh,
And it's they're very proud of it, as they should be. But
of the name?
Well, the imagery. They're again trying to appeal to a certain demographic. And Marcus is like, it's ice cream. You want to appeal to anybody who likes ice cream. But they were sticking to their guns and saying, well, we don't want to change anything about what we are, our imagery, because we're trying to appeal to these people. And Marcus is like, well, I get that no one's trying to diminish your profile, but you do want to, okay, I know what it was. So they had this ice cream store, and they had this really beautiful location, and they closed it. And they had 2 locations, and they both closed. And Marcus was like, well, I'm looking at your menu. I don't see you have a vanilla on the menu. We don't do vanilla. And they were like, we do all these crazy flavors, and they're all pretty good, but we do not do vanilla. And Marcus says, well, you have to understand, though, that 50% of the ice cream that's sold, or 57% of the ice cream statistically, is vanilla worldwide. And they're like, we don't do that. It was just, to me, it was asinine to that of the people that he attempts to work with that are so stuck in their head and in their way, and then they have failures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have closed businesses. They're in debt to hundreds of thousands of dollars. They've closed both of their locations, but they're still sticking to their business model.
Yeah.
And I get pride. I get.
I think they also go in with, we're going to be different. We're not going to do this what everybody else does. But the problem is, it's not working. Well, so you've got to re-examine this.
What was funny is that Marcus then introduced them to a lady that they're familiar with and that they respect very highly. Oh. Like this lady walks on water in their mind. Mm. And she asked him the same question. So you don't sell vanilla? You don't sell the most popular flavor of ice cream ever. You don't sell it. No, we don't. And she's like, well, okay. So then you have to ask yourself this question. Is this a hobby or is this a business? And I love that logic. I love that straightforward idea when, yes, you do want to do lemonade and have it be different than other people's lemonade. But you also want to try and do it better, than everybody else. And what does that mean? You want to use the best quality ingredients. You want to give them a value. You want to do things that are different, not necessarily make a poorly crafted product to be different. You know what I mean? So anyways, same situation here. It's always puzzled me that someplace like Collab, who has all this potential, all this space, all these things, all these different great things about their business, but then somebody can't come in and just clearly see, well, there's problems here, there's problems here, there's problems here. We should fix these problems so that it can be better. And that's kind of puzzled me about Collab, is that they have a lot of nice things there, but somehow or another it doesn't translate. And I think if they had Marcus go in there and say, well, where's your vanilla? We don't serve vanilla. Oh, okay. Well, then you should be serving vanilla.
Well,
you know what I mean? Whatever
just the obvious, right? Yeah. Where's your food options? You guys have none.
Well, yeah. But I would
what the
think
hell?
You don't need to have very complicated food options.
Not at all.
Opinion. You need to have quality options. And
they have a huge lot. I remember, I think, right when we first started going, it was either food was just being decided on what food was going to be there, or it was the in between the burger joint and the pizza joint.
Yeah,
they had a truck outside that they brought in. Right, they brought that truck outside, and it had it was actually better than the pizza for sure.
Yeah,
you guys have a huge lot. Why don't you bring in a couple of trucks? Give us some options.
I would say the reason why that probably would not work, just the way that we're just having this discussion, and the reason why that they probably haven't done it or have done it very limited on a limited basis, is because there's some Karen out there who's making a problem, saying, I don't like all these trucks out here. You're blocking up my parking spaces. There's always that. There's always somebody, a fly in the ointment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's permits or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just the way it goes. That's how it would work. They would say, how come we don't have a food truck night?
Well, then the weird part to me is, there was one of the last time we went in, I think two of the different, what are they called? Distilleries or whatever.
Yeah, two of the vendors. Yeah,
they weren't even open.
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember if it was a timing thing that they weren't open.
What day was that? Was that the night? That was the night we went out to this place, right?
No, it was a different night.
Okay, but we walked. What day was it?
I don't remember. That's what I was trying to say. I don't remember what the reasoning was, but they have all these, alcohol vendors and one food spot. Why not give us two food spots at least? If two of those vendors for the alcohol aren't working out, maybe replace it with a food vendor.
Or just choose a vendor that's got a variety of things in there. You can't just have one thing.
I think that is enough, and it's not.
No, because I was thinking the same concept when I was listening to this Marcus Lemonis thing. I was thinking a similar idea about an idea I had whilst watching this show. And I was thinking, there's paleta, a place called Holy Paleta down in San Diego. Mm-hmm. And Marcus's attitude about this place would be similar to what I had my thought. I was inspired by his thinking. Because he'd ask the question, are you serving anything else? Right? Like, are you serving a scoop of ice cream? Are you serving, some variants of this thing? Or are you just doing this one product? And a lot of people would say, well, our business, it says paleta on the wall.
Right.
Why do we need to serve anything else? Because you're going to get people who are going to come in there with a family or a group, and they're not going to want a paleta. They're going to want a scoop of ice cream or, I don't know, some other product. And you're going to turn that group away because that one person doesn't want what you have. And that's what I think a lot of businesses do. Like this another person on this show, they had opened up this one location of exercise thing. And it was like what do they call those trampolines? Those mini trampolines? The whole concept was a mini trampoline studio. But in the mini trampoline studio, they had an area at the back with a floor where you could do like stretching and yoga. And it was like a multi-purpose kind of space. Well, they were trying to expand, and they went and they opened the second location in an area they thought would work. But they whittled it down to just the trampoline, and it wasn't working. So, of course, Marcus had to come in and say, well, what happened to the space for stretching and whatever? And they were like, well, we don't want that. We want to just do this one thing. But is it working? And of course, the answer is no, it wasn't working for them. And then they go, well, is the first location working? Yes, the first location is working. Well, why is it working? Because people who want to come in for those classes and do the trampoline, but some days they just want to come in and do a kettlebell, or they want to use the bands, or they just want to stretch on the floor. Maybe that's what they want to do. So you're losing these customers because you're limiting what you're offering. And that's what I think a lot of these places do, like Collab. They have decent wine. They've got a couple of beers, but
they have the 117.
Yeah, but you don't have a solution for food.
No,
and that's the thing I used to love about what was the name of that place we went to go to? The first winery in Escondido.
We went to Orfila Winery. Yeah.
What I loved about Orfila is that when we first started going there. This has got to be 25 years ago, 20 years ago.
Yep.
When we go into the winery, and I didn't really care for the wine. I'm not a big fan of Orfila. I was never like, oh, this is so good. Maybe it's gotten better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did love was right near the register, there was a cooler, an open top cooler that had a bunch of pre-wrapped cheeses and charcuterie platters and hummuses
Yep.
and all these dips.
Breads. There was breads also in a that they would bring in fresh. Mm-hmm.
But see, the thing about it is, if you're not addressing, like, people who want to drink wine aren't there just to drink wine.
Mm-hmm.
And like this guy was saying, here's another funny concept about this place. Tipsy tie-dye. That's their concept. It's a tie-dye studio where you can go in and
Drink while you do tie-dye.
That's the funny part. You can go in and make a shirt or a hat with tie-dye. They show you how to do it. But then they say BYOB, bring your own booze.
Really?
And Marcus was like, well, why don't you sell booze?
Yeah, that seems stupid.
The guy was like, well, he had a
You
reason.
have to have a license or something?
Of course you have to have a license. But the thing about it was, Marcus was like, well, if I'm here to help you, you're asking for my help.
Yeah.
And I'm giving you this advice.
Yeah.
And the name of your business is Tipsy, and you don't sell liquor.
And you're going to make a ton of money. I mean,
you'd think. Revenue, right?
Yeah.
Revenue and profit on that.
Yeah.
Because you know how it goes. Ladies come in for a bottle of sparkling, and they go, let's have another one.
Of course.
Your revenue's gone up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this guy was having this hard time. It was so funny. Because a lot of people, like I was saying, they get into this idea where they've created this quote unquote unique and amazing concept. But then when somebody like Marcus comes in and tries to give them advice to help the business that they asked for, mm-hmm. they get all agitated and get all fussy. I'm not making vanilla.
Sore about
yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's like, dude, you know what I mean? You asked for my help. You want me to, this is your opportunity right now to prove that you deserve my help. And then you don't like any of my ideas. So basically what you wanted me to do is you'd want me to come in, compliment you, and that's it. You wanted me to compliment you, and then what? Right? So this show to me has always been very valuable. This guy's concepts are super valuable. And whoever is in business, and I tried this one time, by the way. I tried to give some help to a local business, and I tried to tell them something very simple, right? I mean, they were serving expensive lemonade. And when I got the cup of lemonade, there was more ice than lemonade. And there was about 7 or 10 actual lemon seeds at the bottom. And I found out that this business was crafting each cup of lemonade for the individual.
Oh, I remember this.
So if you wanted a lemonade and I wanted a lemonade, it was 2 different lemonades. Mine could be sweet, yours could be watery. I remember this
because I was like, well, how come I have 20 seeds and you have 4? And how come yours is sweeter and mine's, right. more sour?
And I tried to, we got into a conversation. And I said, would you like to hear my thoughts? And they were like, yeah, sounds great. Went over there, took my time to go over there and tell them. And they were like, yeah. And I felt like Marcus Lemonis must feel, because it's so bizarre. You know what I mean? If you get an opportunity to work with somebody who's going to give you, clear advice. Tell me the downside. Let me just be real about it. Where's the downside to making, like, Hot Dog on a Stick made big batches of lemonade, and that's what they did all day. Mm-hmm. Where's the downside to making a big batch of lemonade rather than
maybe for them it's like, oh, we don't have enough people that get it, so why are we gonna make a big batch? It'll taste bad. I don't know.
That sounds crazy, because you know what the problem was? You and I both ordered lemonade.
Yeah.
And the place is like a healthy kind of sandwich spot where they have soup.
All healthy juices, and what was the other one? Kombucha. I think they had kombucha.
So you're not going to sell a lot of lemonade?
Yeah, it's weird.
And then the thing about it too, now you have to hire somebody who knows how to make a good lemonade. You can't just dispense it. You have to make each one.
I just couldn't understand why do I have 10 seeds in my lemonade? Yeah. I'm like, what the hell?
You should have seen, though, the vitriol, the disappointment in what I said to them. They looked at me like I just, stole out of their bank account. That's what it seemed. And I've never said anything about who they are or what they've done. I've never mentioned anything like, oh, these guys are crap, whatever. I've never said anything.
No, we've never done a show on them.
But it's like it's and then okay, another thing that was funny to me, right? At the same place. I felt like Marcus Lemonis. They sell cookies, custom made delicious cookies. And at the register, this place has this glass countertop space where they have individual cookies in these little compartments under this little window.
I remember this too. Yeah.
And I just said, hey, just out of again, Marcus Lemonis, business, not hobby, business. I said, hey, you know what? What if you took, instead of having the customer come up to you and say, I'll have 2 of those and 2 of those and 2 of those, and then put them in a sleeve and give them to them. I said,
especially since it would say, oh, $5 for 6 cookies, or $10 for 12 cookies. I can't remember, but it was like if you buy more, it was an encouragement to buy more than one cookie.
Right. And so all I was thinking was, like Marcus, was why not have some variety sleeves, these little bags with half a dozen cookies, 2 of each cookie or 1 of each cookie, or a sampler, or have a sleeve of nothing but white chocolate and cranberry cookie. I don't know, but make up a slew of them, have them there so they can just grab them and go, rather than if you have a big long line, you don't have to say, excuse me, sir, can I get 2 of those and 2 of those and 2 of those? You can just...
And your server then has to take the time to do all that while other people are waiting in line to pay.
Yeah, plus they're making your lemonade from scratch every cup. Yeah. I said, why not, So I've always thought this way. I've always thought about efficiency and things like this. And I thought about doing a consulting, some sort of, restaurant consulting. And it was on the back of watching his shows. And I think this way, and I like the way he thinks. But it's like, to me, it doesn't make any sense to have the situation the way these, like to say, I'm not going to serve vanilla ice cream. I'm an ice cream parlor, but I'm not going to serve vanilla.
Yeah.
Holy
I want to be
mackerel.
different. I don't want to serve vanilla.
Yeah. You know what we're going to do? We're going to open a tire shop. I won't sell Michelin.
Because I have a personal vendetta against them.
Because they're French and I don't like French. I don't know. It's crazy. Hey, you know what? Listen, we're going to do something different. A Mexican restaurant, no salsa. We don't do salsa. I don't want to hear about salsa. We don't like chili in our restaurant.
That reminds me, I want a salsa tonight with some nachos.
Are you serious about that? You've said nachos now 3 or 4 times in the last 2 days. It's on your mind.
It's on my mind.
Okay, I better get it done.
And the reason it's on my mind, because I told you, was gone for, basically over a week here.
I'm sorry, my friend. You were in a Latin country for a week, and you were eating in restaurants.
For my husband's
That's nuts.
cooking.
And by the way, you've had lots of my cooking in the last 3
I know,
or 4
and
days.
I've loved it. That's why I'm like, I need to fill myself up on it.
Just so you know, though, we have plenty of leftovers. We don't have to do these.
True.
We have a gang of leftovers.
I know.
But you're having me go out and get nacho stuff. All right.
No, just
No.
meat.
No, I'm in the mood now. You've talked me into it.
Well, you have beans. My choice is, hey, should I make bean and cheese burritos or?
But what's really sad though is that I make a batch of something, and okay, for example, when you were away, the one night I did cook, I did make the salmon cups, and
I noticed,
and they were incredible. And the reason why is because I added the onion chili, the one we get from Traders. I added that to my sauce, and it took it over the top. Oh. It was just outstanding.
So I'll be asking for those.
No. So, but I do want to make a salsa. I am in the mood for a salsa. I am in the mood, though, for a red chili salsa, like one of those, what are they calling? Not Beijing, but the longer red ones, the dry ones. I'm in the mood for that. I'm in the mood for maybe, okay, this is how my recipe sounds. It sounds to me like 2 full tomatoes, not big ones, not big honking tomato, but 2 tomatoes, medium size, Romas. Probably 2 of the tomatillos.
2 tomatillas. Is that what you do?
Well, I'm making up a salsa right now. Oh. I'm saying 2 cloves of roasted garlic, half an onion roasted, and I'm gonna say serrano, 2 roasted serranos.
This sounds very spicy.
You know what though? The red ones, to me, they're not as spicy as they are flavorful because they're dried and roasted. But the thing about it too is I've also realized very recently, last couple of years, that when you make a salsa or make a chili, different chilies hit their spice hits in different places and at different times. So I feel like if you were to play it out, you eat a salsa with all the stuff I just mentioned, those flavors are going to kick in at different times. And that's why sometimes you cough after chili, or sometimes it's immediate, it's burn immediately. It just depends. So that's why I've been doing it the way I've been doing it. But I don't know. We're going to try it out. Sounds good though. Drizzled all over the top with the extra sharp cheddar and a little sour cream and that hot salsa. Maybe some.
I'm gonna have you and your son make one because he wanted to make a green salsa.
You should, I should do that. So
nice, fresh, light, yummy.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. I like it.
All right.
So back to Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. What was it called?
We got off track. What's it called? Misadventure Company.
Yes. Okay.
And I think I found the cocktail that I ordered.
Okay.
It's called Blood Runs Cold.
Okay.
So it's a house-made tangerine cordial, blood orange, lime, and their vodka. And I just remember asking them, do not make it sweet. So he altered it. So that's the standard one. He altered it so that so I don't really like sweet. So I'm like you, I'm going away from a lot of sweet cocktails.
Oh, don't get me wrong. When I want a soda, I want a soda. Like I've had a Big Mac, not Big Mac, cheeseburger. No, I had cheeseburger. What did I have? I had some kind of burger, obviously McDonald's, and the boy brought me home a large Coke. Oh my God.
Well, yeah, I swear to God, those must have cocaine in them because
they're decadent. Yeah. They're decadent. I love a good Coke, a fresh Coca-Cola.
Well, anyway, I'm leaning away, from sugar, and their cocktail though that they made me was really delicious. Yeah, it was really good.
By the way, I think with the fitness thing that I was talking about, I've got a new resolve to it. I think I was thinking about fitness more and diet more because I haven't thought about either of those two things in a long time, and the results are that I've gotten bigger, and I want to change that, and so I'm going to be talking more about like health food stuff that I make that's healthier on the lighter side. And so we'll be talking about a bit of that coming up soon.
Yeah.
But the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, it was pretty good. I'm going to be honest with you. When we first walked in there, I wasn't feeling it.
You weren't, but I also think you were. We
were definitely having something, but I'm saying like it's in a business park. Not exactly my first choice.
I know, and for you're visual.
I want to give you, oh my God. See,
so when driving up to it, it's like we're going into an office.
And look, I'm going to be honest with you too. Because it's in a business park and because it's not really built out as a bar, it's I don't know. It seems a little thrown together, if I'm honest. And that again, so I am I'm a sensory person, right? So obviously when I talk about food, I am certainly talking about flavors and textures. When I am talking about food, it's also about aesthetic too. I mean, when you could have the most delicious food in the world, but if you deliver it wrong, or you don't plate it right, or if you don't add the right garnishes or do something exciting with it, I'm going to notice. And when we talk about a location, it is about the people. And it is about the aesthetic, because the aesthetic is not just solely aesthetic. It's about the chairs they use, the way that they situate the seating arrangements. Does it create intimacy? Is it too dark? Is it too bright? All of those play a factor in your experience of the location. But then add in the service. When the service was good.
Yeah, and it's funny because they call it a speakeasy bar when I'm on their website now.
And see, I think that's a contradiction too, because it's not exactly a speakeasy.
I was about to say to you, what do you think of them saying it's a speakeasy bar?
I think it's silly, because here's the thing.
It almost, maybe it's not silly, because you're at a business park. You had no idea there's a bar there.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's loosely used.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And well, if you know what the definition of a speakeasy is, it was like a prohibition thing where you had to have you had to be in the know, Mm-hmm. So I don't know. But again, I didn't know about this place, and you didn't either until recently. So maybe they're on a loose basis. Yeah, they're using it like you had to know about this place. So I'm a person that I just invited a friend to go, right? So that tells you I probably want to go back.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, to me, I mean, once you're inside, I like the visual. When I'm
Yeah.
inside,
Yeah.
I really liked the bar. I liked how it looked. I liked that they had a couple little sections there where you could sit on a couch or in an armchair, or you can sit at a high top table, and they had music. And I enjoyed the music.
You did?
I totally did. I totally
Why'd we
did.
leave then?
What do you mean? We'd had our food, we'd had our drinks, and
Okay.
we'd listened to music, and they were on a break. That's remember
Okay.
they went on a break,
Okay.
and then
No.
we left.
It was time to go anyways.
Well, we had finished, so
So yeah.
I
Okay.
enjoyed it.
Okay. Well, there it is.
Yeah,
There it is, my
so I
friend.
would 100% go back. I will go back also with my friend.
Yeah.
And
Yes. Yeah. And when I go back, when I want to go back, I look forward to going back.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. It's good. I mean, you could be as critical as you want. You could say, "Well, I didn't like this" or "I don't like that."
Yeah.
But if you're going back, you need to shut
it
up.
wasn't. It wasn't bad.
It was obviously it was better than. I mean, the overall experience. Save the details. You want to. Oh, I didn't like this chair. Okay. But if you're going back
No, it was comfy.
and you've invited to go back soon, and you're planning on going back, you liked it.
Yeah.
You liked it. You could, screw your Yelp review. Oh, I didn't like. Tom said this, and the drink wasn't exactly cold enough. Oh, yeah, yeah. Save all that crap. Okay. Go out there and definitely
No.
go.
Yeah, like you said, the service was nice too. The waitress was great.
Very enthusiastic.
Bartender made
Very
a great
enthusiastic,
drink,
yeah.
and he was helpful with picking food also. So yeah, no, everybody was nice.
Yeah, I'll say it this way. My overall experience was, as I said, save all the junk, all the details, all the criticisms. I'm going back soon. So,
So there you go.
save it, Jack.
Yeah. And don't. I'm looking at the menu that's on the website. Honestly, I do not recall some of this stuff that was on the menu, I actually recall more things being on the menu. So some of this
It's seasonal. Probably maybe they don't update it as often as they should or something.
But they have like charcuterie boards. It says right here, this one, I do remember seeing this on the menu. I didn't order it, but you and I like pickled eggs. They have a red wine pickled deviled egg. So
Red wine pickled deviled egg. Okay.
deviled eggs. So they must pickle the eggs in red wine and then turn it into a deviled egg, right? Cut it, doctor it.
Or they're even craftier than that. They devil the eggs and they put them back in the brine. What? That could be great.
Gross. It says, it's got slivered grapes, bacon bits, balsamic caviar.
What?
And it says best with a glass of Cabernet. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, they actually give you pairing
That's cool.
ideas here. Yeah, charcuterie board.
Yeah.
It says pairs with our dirty martini. The flatbread. Try our Adam and Eve cocktail.
Dirty martini. Oh, sorry.
All right.
All right. So look, give the address.
Oh.
No, sorry. Didn't mean to rush you. It's only been 30 minutes. 37 minutes.
The address.
Where's the address? What's up there, Beantown?
I found it. Okay, 2420 Grand Avenue, Suite C, Vista, California.
Yeah. Okay. So there it is. Go check it out. I think you'll like it. Don't have Solana Beach expectations. That's all I'm saying. Don't go in with this mind where, it doesn't have a copper ceiling. I don't know.
Oh no, that's not even true. Remember they had those little. It's a nice little place inside.
I just, I think people get these reviews that I see online or on Yelp or whatever. I think they come from ignorance. I think they come from people overestimating or underestimating, or a friend tells you, and then they go, oh, I was expecting this, but I got this.
I didn't look at their reviews. I simply went off of my friend said, hey, we got to try this, because she's also a foodie and she likes the other places we've gone to. So so I went off of that. I don't know what their reviews are. Do you
remember? No, but I'm talking about in general.
Oh,
okay. I'm talking about in general. It's like I told you one time a story. You and I had gone to see Blair Witch. Okay. Oh. And we went, and it was the rage. It was the talk of the time. Everybody was, oh, Blair Witch. It's so scary. It's so scary.
Oh, by the way,
I went into the job.
4.9
of the place.
Yeah, 4.9.
Yeah. So we see the Blair Witch. I didn't know anything about it. You told me it was Blair Witch.
I didn't want you to know. Yeah, I was like telling you, do not look anything up. Do not do anything.
Don't look anything up. we're going to see Blair Witch, and I'm thinking, the witch is in the name. Okay. So I'm thinking, I wasn't thinking Bewitched like a granting wishes like that. I thought maybe it was like one of those movies. It was a scary movie, like a witch coming around, killing people, whatever. So I thought that was going to be like, but I didn't look anything up. We go see it. I love it. We come out of there. I'm like, this is so awesome. Bop, 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 bop. So I go to the job.
And it was totally and you loved it too because you didn't know anything about it. And it was totally different than anything you had experienced in
totally
a typical
different.
movie.
Yeah. Totally different, exciting.
Yeah.
Not what I thought it was going to be at all. Mm-hmm. So I go to the job the next day, and there was a bunch of my coworkers there, and they had heard about the reviews on because it was all over the television. If you see all the television at the time on the news, they were reporting lines out the door down the street for this movie. It's so the best. Bop, 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 bop.
This little independent film too, because it was not even showing in any theaters. This was the only theater,
an indie
theater in San Diego,
and it was like, people are so scared. People having heart attacks during the movie. It was like it was this crazy thing. There was a phenomenon. So other people that I worked with, all these people had heard the same story on television, and I think in their mind they were expecting the common run of the mill witch movie, where there's going to be laser beams and dragons, and it's going to be all kinds of visuals. Well, in this movie, it wasn't a visual movie. So I told them, I came back the next day and I said, oh, dude. They said, what did you? I said, yeah, what did you do last night? Oh, I went to the Blair Witch. Oh, yeah? We're going tonight. Because, I said, I said, oh, man, it's so good. So, I'd heard. Yeah, we're all going to go after work. Okay. So the next day, I come back to work. First I walk in and I get the side eye from everybody that had gone the night before to the movie. And they're all going, it's terrible, like that. Well, the problem is that they were expecting something and not letting the experience of what it was happen. They were going in with a mindset thinking it's going to be action. There's going to be The Rock. It's going to be like, there's going to be, 72 ninjas and a vampire. Well, no, it was totally different. Well, that's what I'm saying about expectations. Go in and accept what's there. Don't go in thinking, I thought it was this, but I'm going to get this. You'll be disappointed in every situation. I don't like that whole.
I agree.
Anyways, go check out Misadventures of Lauren Hill.
Misadventure and Company on Grand Avenue. I forgot the address again.
No, it's there. They got it the first time. They got it the first time.
All right.
And if you didn't get it, you know where the Google is.
2420 Grand Avenue, Vista, California.
Yeah. But if you're in the area and you want you want to beat the traffic and you want to just pull off in Vista off the side of the road and go up a little bit a road a piece and go down to Business Park, there's lots of, if you like weed, there's weed shops. There's other breweries in that neighborhood.
Yeah, that one you took me to also, I think, is in that neighborhood. But is it 117? Where they have
right in there.
They have a little pool table and all that. So it's
yeah.
I don't think there was food there though.
No, there wasn't at the one place we went to. Did not have food. Mm-hmm. Plus, I'm just saying, but there's lots of things other to do in that area.
Yeah, I'm saying it's a business district, but you just would never know that there's other distilleries and other places in there.
And I don't even recall, like, from when I saw it. Again, I was in a mood. So I don't know what I saw, but I don't remember going, oh, there's a restaurant. I wasn't thinking that either.
Well, you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
No, you absolutely can't tell.
But, as I said, if you're in the neighborhood, you want to as what's that guy, Derek Bieri says, you got to wet your back neck, have a drink, go in there, and they have some good eats. Mm-hmm. Easy enough. Yep. So go check them out. Thank you for listening. Be nice to each other. We will talk at you soon.